What else is there to worry about?
Well, we're in prison, you know, with prisoners.
So what?
You know what prisoners do to each other all the time?
No, what?
Well, they...
I never heard of that.
You never heard of that? How could you have never heard of that? That's what prisons are most famous for.
All right, let's go.
You fellas have a lot of growing up to do, I'll tell you that. Ridiculous. Way out of line, way out of line. You know what hurts the most is the lack of respect. Except for the other thing, that hurts the most, but the lack of respect hurts the second most. Ridiculous.
Ah, yes. Leave a like on this video to drop 1 bar of soap for the world's most prolific swatter. The man that took money in exchange to terrorize my family, my wife, people like Tim Pool, I believe Mr. Medicare, and as many as 400 people. His sentencing occurred this morning at 8:30 a.m. Welcome in, leave a like on the video, and I'm going to give you an update now. So essentially, there was a guy who was 17 years old who was taking money from people who wanted people to get swatted. Swatting is to send the police to somebody's house and try to get them to not be alive anymore. In many cases of swatting, people have lost their lives. People have lost their pets. They call in some sort of heinous crime. They say, oh, I'm armed, I'm going to do something terrible. SWAT rolls out, mistakes happen. This guy was responsible for my wife getting put in handcuffs in the middle of the night in front of the entire neighborhood. Myself as well. And countless, terrorizing people like Tim Pool and many other people in churches and schools. And the express purpose of doing SWATs is to make somebody you don't like have a chance that they are going to die. It is a crime that is dumb. It is a crime that is committed by dumb people, weak people, pathetic losers. And it's good to see some prison sentences. And I've got great news for the individuals that paid to have me swatted. So this guy ran something called tour swats or whatever, which is essentially people will come to him and he would swat their preferred victim. It was almost 400 different people over a few-year period of time. That was everything from, content creators like myself, during my live streams. By the way, I live stream every day at 1 Eastern. If you haven't yet, please follow my live stream channel. If you're on the YouTube only, it's Quartercast, which is linked in the description, or download Rumble, and please follow my Rumble page. We're live every day at 1 Eastern. That would be the best. I would absolutely love your support on our live streams at 1 Eastern. This guy, the cops came to my house to put my wife in handcuffs outside in her nightgown, myself too, multiple times, interrupting countless live streams, including for Tim, myself, Mr. Medicare, and many other people. He would take money from people that didn't like me and try to cause me and my family to lose our lives. There is no other way. There is no other classification of what swatting is. It's not sending pizzas to somebody's house. You're trying to have them killed. He had done this multiple times. I've got bad news. I'm sorry. I got distracted there. I've got bad news. It looks like little Mr. Tour Swats is cooperating with the FBI, which means we will be finding all of the people that paid for this service. So that means, sure, Tour Swats now is spending 4 years in pound me in the rear prison. Wait till they find out that he was in some chat rooms about little kids too. Wait till they find out. Boy, I wonder if that rumor is going to get around into the prisons. Alan Fillion. I wonder if anybody knows anybody in that prison in Orlando. They'd be curious to find out that to discover that he had a Ped Project Coomer Discord chats. I wonder if the prison would like to know that he was into kids. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what people are saying online. that he had Discord chats that hosted peds in it. 4 years in prison. Was it worth it? Was it worth it, dude? Was it worth being, was it worth being a little shitlord? I wonder tonight, as he goes to sleep in his prison cell, and other people in prison are calling out the fresh fish that arrived. I wonder if they're going to think it's funny. Serial swatter, California teen sentenced for making various threats and other calls. Now, I got a letter from the FBI. I think it was the Department of Homeland Security or the FBI. I can't remember exactly. Saying that, hey, this guy had done this to you on numerous occasions. We're going to keep you up to date. Well, they didn't keep me up to date. Thanks for nothing, FBI. A Southern California teenager was sentenced now to 4 years in prison, not jail, in prison, for making threats against religious institutions, schools, organizations, content creators, and others. Alan W. Fillion, 18, was arrested January 18th, 2024, in California on 4 counts of making interstate threats to injure the person of another. The calls, commonly called swatting in online communities, were made between August 2022 and January 2024. Calling Fillion a serial swatter for both profit and recreation, the Department of Justice said the teen posted about the swatting experience in social media and placed posts advertising his services and a swatting for a fee structure. So what I'm anxious to learn is who paid for mine. That's going to be fun for me, because that is a court case I will be at. And it sounds like he's cooperating with the FBI. Are you worried? Are you concerned? I think you should be. The FBI has warned about phone hacking phenomenon back in 2008. The teenager made multiple posts about how to do things online. Fillion lives in Lancaster and pled guilty to making threatening calls and saying he had done terrible things. He'd also do other terrible things. According to some prosecutors, he targeted religious institutions, high schools, colleges, universities, government officials, and other individuals across the country. When he made most of the calls, he was just 16 years old. Don't care. Don't care. In some cases, officers responding to the calls entered homes with their weapons drawn. They did this to me. And detained people inside their homes. In a January 20th, 2023 post, he said that his goal when swatting was to get the cops to drag the victims and their families out of the house, cuff them, and search the house for dead bodies, which is exactly what they did to my house. They handcuffed my wife even though she was supposedly the victim of my supposed crime. So here's what he pled guilty to. About the high school, a religious institution, an HBCU, and others. But he's done hundreds. 400 exactly. Where's this thread? I have this other thread here. Fillion claimed in a post on January 20th that when he swats somebody, he wants the cops to drag them out. According to the plea agreement, which means he's working with the FBI, from approximately 2022 to 2024, he made over 375 swatting and threat phone calls, including calls in which he claimed to have planted things. He targeted religious institutions, high schools, colleges, universities, government officials, and numerous individuals. I'd like to see the folks who commissioned him to be thrown in prison also. I would too. He's going to have a lot of fun in prison when they find out what he was into on Discord. Now here, Fillion became a serial swatter for profit and recreation. He pled guilty to making 3 other threatening phone calls. The FBI and Secret Service investigated the case with valuable assistance coming from the Seminole County, Florida's Sheriff's Office, the Anacortes, Washington Police Department, and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the California Law Enforcement. It took these people forever. Now, I want to be clear. I hope this kid serves every single minute. Sorry, kid. His goal was to get me and my wife removed from this planet. That is what you do when you're swatting people, okay? I hope he rots in prison. I hope that he has the worst and most brutal 4 years in prison that anyone can have. And then I hope when he comes out, and I hope he does not get released a second early. Not 1 second. For what he did to my family, what he did to my wife, what he did to other people's families and wives. A terrifying situation. By the way, he's not done being sentenced. And this isn't completely over because I want the names of the person that paid to have me swatted. And I want him or her, I'm sure it's him, to also serve 4 years in prison. The fact that he signed a plea deal means that the FBI has your name, buddy. The FBI has your name. And I've been monitoring this over a long time. This has cost me thousands of dollars in security. I thought about taking it to civil court, but this kid doesn't have any money, so it's not worth it. But due to the swattings, you know, I've had to install about 20 security cameras. I've had to maintain a lawyer locally, a liaison with the police department, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. And it's not okay. And you see a lot of these comments. You know, California's criminal justice paradise. I hope he got a sweetheart deal because he rolled on his clients, especially Fat Rick. Is that it? You know, 4 years in prison, I don't think is exactly nothing. I hope that this deters other people. I hope that the federal investigation, you know, system gets better at detecting these people because people have lost their lives. You know, police go in and they see, you know, some sort of, you know, they draw their guns down and, you know, there was a kid in Ohio that died over this, over a $5 bet in Call of Duty or a dollar bet or something like that. It's absolute insanity. And I hope this kid rots in prison, ripping pepperonis. You know, I hope nobody sends him commissary. I hope that, you know, he gets his sticky bun stolen every day by Nasty Nate. And, you know, I hope that he suffers for all 4 years. And I hope that because the stuff that he did to me and hundreds of other people, I don't care about me. I care about what he did to my wife and the risk that he put my family at. So rest in pepperonis, dickwad. If you want to support the show, please go check out Quartercast. It's on YouTube. Subscribe. Watch our show daily at 1 Eastern or later when it's over. Or download the Rumble app. I'd prefer you download the Rumble app and follow the quartering there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.